Hello, my name is Laken Kincaid, and this is my TED Talk for Professional Communication, aka COM 205. So I want you to picture this. You are in rural Appalachia. You're surrounded by the beauty of the mountains. You hear running water and the hums of coal miners going to work. You're surrounded by a region rich in culture and lively with spirits. However, it's all dampened by a decreasing population and worsening education statistics. According to the census, my home state, West Virginia, has lost 250,000 residents since 1950. The population is expected to decrease by another 250,000 in less than 20 years. The census also says that only 83.9% of West Virginians have a high school degree, one of the lowest in the nation. Only 18% of West Virginians have graduated college. Compare that to Ohio, where 51.4% of residents have graduated college. You see, I come from an area where the expected is to leave high school, if you make it, and try to survive. You may enter the workforce if you can pass the drug test. After all, the National Institute on Drug Abuse says that for every 100 West Virginians, there are 69 opiate prescriptions. Most occupations in West Virginia pay minimum wage, and a majority of the available jobs are meant to be transitional work until you can get a job as a coal miner, and women, we get to be a secretary. Oh wait, the mining industry is dying out. You have no hope for the future, so you turn to drug use. And the cycle continues. The drug use is pertinent. They have blue lights in restaurant bathrooms so you cannot see your veins. When I was at summer camp in Huntington, West Virginia, the noted opioid capital of the world, they told us to watch everywhere we walked because there were so many stray needles. When I was in high school, which is pictured on the screen, people would come up to me and laugh at me for wanting to go to college, let alone one like John Carroll. I was applauded for graduating and was expected to quit while I was ahead because no one gets out. These comments only got worse when I told the world, via Facebook, of course, that I wanted to be a political journalist. A woman? Not in the kitchen? How shocking. A queer woman, no less. I should be burned at the stake. I was told that I have no place making any history. This stems from a lack of education because my region is rooted in a belief that we cannot do anything except pay taxes, mine fossil fuels, and return to the earth. When people are not educated, they believe anything they're told. When they believe anything they're told, they have a low morale, which constricts them to horrible beliefs about themselves. See, I noticed the educational gap. I noticed how much it impacted not only my future, but everyone else's that I was around. Why try when every single state around you calls you poor, illiterate, and strung out, when celebrities like Bette Midler, those you look up to, engage in this belief as well? This tweet was from last year when Bette Midler was discussing Joe Manchin, a West Virginia senator. She damned everyone to the same language just because she didn't like what our senator was doing. So why try when you are stuck to live in a cycle without hopes of escaping because everyone around you says you'll never make it? So I defied the odds. I got out. I dusted my boots off and went to college. I looked at everyone around me who doubted me and said, you'll see. I graduated from high school as salutatorian with a 4.89 GPA. I ended up having to take 2 years worth of science classes in 3 months because my high school lost one of my science credits. This happened all across the county. I had an acceptance letter here, although my community and my parents urged me to stay at home or at least pick an in-state school so I'd keep my heritage. Right, opiates and coal mining. To say the least, I did not oblige. From West Virginia to, arguably not a huge leap away, the great state of Ohio. I suppose it's funny that I consider Ohio such a strange new world, but it's because I saw nothing except my rural, uneducated home. Now, I'm an accomplished writer, debater, and scholar at John Carroll University. This picture is me winning the Campion Service Award, a prestigious honor given out to sophomores and juniors. Just like they said I never would, I got out. I left the state. I made it to college and never looked back at all. I shattered my community's beliefs. I'm what they feared would happen. But rather, I hope I am what they secretly hope for in the long run. I'm under the impression that my home state is limited because of the reputation that has been imposed upon them. They do not have access to news, which would forward their education of modern events. They say West Virginia's behind the times. That's because it's effectively a news desert where people do not have steady access to both information or opportunity. They listen to their Fox News and hear the worst of their state and are forced to agree with it because it's the only information they have. People send white saviors into our area, and people believe homophobic rhetoric because it's the only information they get. What do they have to defy it? We tune to one of 5 channels and take whatever we can get, and often it's either inaccurate or just plain bigoted. Do you want to know why West Virginia was the last state to report a COVID-19 case? It's because we were the last to hear about the disease. So that's my goal now. I want to bring the news to those like myself. I want to inspire people to revolutionize how we see West Virginia. I'm not poor, illiterate, and strung out, and neither is the rest of my state. We were just forced to think that way. As a political journalist in the future, I want to inform my home about this and change their perspectives. I learned the skills needed for my informational interview with Sophia Maltese and how I can truly help others through reporting. That's why I picked up jobs at both the Carroll News and WJCU 88.7. I live to tell stories, and I know that storytelling will help others find the light that I did. I want others to have the opportunity and not feel like they must leave to thrive or accept the hell they have. The more they know, the more they will be proud of themselves and learn rather than playing possum in our society. So that's the goal. Bring the news to West Virginia. That way we can create the news in the future. Thank you.